It's the diary of a tired black man. Hey, it's the diary of a tired black man. Peace, family. It's your boy FONZi NeuTRON, representing for BackThatOnline.com. And as we continue to celebrate and observe 50 years of hip hop and the culture, we're glad to be joined by a special guest this week. This is Zaria Chandler. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And she's definitely doing some great moves representing for hip hop and the culture. So we're going to speak a bit more about this book, Mic Drop, and, just speak a bit about hip hop and stuff as well. Just, why now, what really brought you to hip hop, some of your influences and so on and so forth. So definitely great to have you join us. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. It's been a long day. I'm not sure where you're at, but I'm out here in London. So we're coming up towards like the end part of the day. It's like 8 o'clock here now. We're just winding down.
Okay, we're getting our day started. I'm in Chicago.
Okay. So, let's kind of speak about hip hop then. I guess, we're in the time, 50 years of hip hop, a once in a lifetime thing that's happening. How much of an influence has hip hop just been fundamentally to you yourself personally?
I probably started loving hip hop around 3. Forcibly, one of my cousins is a huge LL Cool J fan. So when he first got his Bigger and Deffer album, he'd be like, Zaria, come dance. And then I have to do the snakes, like I need love. And I'm learning the lyrics. And that's probably my first album that I remember, the Bigger and Deffer album. At the time, I didn't know what it was, but we had to listen to it all day long. So, yeah.
Okay. So LL definitely, one of the pioneers, and it's been great to see him being celebrated, this year amongst with other people. In terms of yourself, did you actually get into performing any music? I know you mentioned like dancing and stuff. Is that something that you embarked upon that road as well?
Yeah, I was a professional dancer in the hip hop community for about 7 years. So I was able to dance with the BET Hip Hop Awards a couple of times, and some of my favorite artists like Ludacris, Nelly. I enjoyed that season of my life, and now I hung it up.
Okay.
But I dabble. I can sing. I don't like to. I can rap. I'm afraid to. So I usually write it down via poetry or give the music to somebody else to perform for me.
Okay. So, it definitely sounds like you've got a creative strand to you yourself. You mentioned poetry. Is that one thing that drew you to hip hop? Was it the poetry aspect, the wordplay, we're gonna get a bit more into obviously yourself as a writer and stuff and some of the work that you guys have been doing and with publishing, but what was it about, I guess, the writing and the stories and stuff within hip hop that drew you in?
Ah, I love a good story. I always have. My brother used to read to me as a kid. My mom used to read to me all the time. So anything that has like a ongoing storyline, I love. That's what I love lyricists, and even some of the corny stuff, as long as it follows a pattern of a good song, a good story. Um, what else? I think that's about it. No, let me talk about something like one of my favorite stories, and they're like in short stories. The Young MC song where he starts off like he wants to talk to this girl, she's not giving him any play. Then if you want it, you got it. Like it jumps around, but each story is compartmentalized into this great, fun, funny story about how to approach a woman. And I really like that song. That's "Bust a Move" by Young MC. So most of the songs when I was coming up that I really love kind of follow that pattern of having a really good story.
Yeah, I think it's definitely dope, and because even myself, not just with hip hop, I overall like stuff that follows something conceptually. Huge fan of concept albums. Period. I think Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On," one of the greatest concept albums of all time. But even like within the hip hop community as well, I remember Sticky Fingers. He had a dope concept album, and there's other people that have been known for that storytelling aspect. And when we think of ourselves just as a community and as a people, like storytelling being a huge part of even the African culture and the wider part of the diaspora also, which is something why we're definitely glad we can celebrate now we've seen hip hop, 50 years on, and our stories being told in different ways, shapes, or form. This kind of brings me a bit over to the mic drop. Now, this is something that you've cultivated and put together. I believe I saw some pictures of yourself at a show out there, and I thought, it looks really interesting. Something that people are making creative efforts from an independent level to not just promote hip hop, but also promote like reading and stuff as well, which is definitely important for the culture of young people. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Okay, so this is my book, Hip Hop Mic Drop. I use my favorite color, purple, as the title. What I did was I put together like 17 of my favorite artists and artists that other people may love as well. I got a couple of pictures. So 2 of these people are my top 5. So I got the Nas, the Big Sean, and in between you'll find puzzles where you can learn more about them. So it'll have some of they might have their real name, their birthday, like you said, vocabulary. I'm a school teacher as well, so things like that are very important to me. It also has like colloquialism, so it's not just straight on English. Then you'll find some hip hop words or what we would call ebonics in there too. What else? I've been on a mission to meet my top 5, and I'm almost there. I've met, I'll say 3 or 4 already because I have a kind of a top 6, right?
Break down your top 5 or 6 for us, and then you can get into who you've met.
It's never in order. Okay, I had this conversation with somebody. So in order, I would say Kanye West is always number 1. I have Big Sean, Andre 3000, who I can't wait to meet, Little Kim, Nas, and then I always throw Eminem in there somewhere. Like I just can't not let him be in there because it was masterful what he did with hip hop. And the thing that I love about him most is that he always gives honor to those who came before him because he knows that,
Yeah.
I don't want to say he's a guest in the culture, but
Yeah, I think, sometimes he in a difficult spot with how I guess he was projected by the media and, the machine and stuff, but him himself, I think he definitely sets himself apart where he does represent that. And he has said that he's a guest in the culture and he never said he wasn't and stuff. And I think recently I read something with Karis One said, like, don't worry about any of the hype and stuff. Just do you, because I think people laden this hype onto him sometimes unnecessarily and say that he's the greatest of all time. And I mean, I do get that he in people's list and his work is definitely up there and stuff. So I think he just needs to do him and that as well, which is definitely dope. I mean, have you got him included in the Mic Drop book as well? Also,
yeah, he's in here towards the front of the book. It's a few. It starts with DJ Kool Herc. We've already started
nice.
coloring. A friend of mine color from time to time. Get her done.
And where could we get these books and stuff from? Where are they available?
They are jujururu.com. That's the name of the website. So I love Reggie Noble.
Oh, that's dope.
One of my favorites, and then right next to him is Eminem.
Okay. Yeah. So you see those initial sort of sketches prior to when they colored it and stuff. Did you actually scribe those yourself?
What I did was I reached out to an artist that I knew and I asked him, this is what I want. I want it to look like this because I'm very particular about my hip hop content. So I sent him like details of what I want in the background, what I want them wearing, what I wanted to say. And then when you're working with creatives, they put that their own little flair to it too. So and then I ended up finding another artist. So there's actually 2 illustrators in the book. Yeah, they did an amazing job. So now I'm working on volume 2. I'm almost done. I'm thinking about remixing it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. And just out of point of interest, who have you met that you featured in the book? Hey, look, miss.
Yeah, that's Ruru. That's the Ruru in Juju Ruru.
Okay, that's peace.
Ask the question one more time.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking, who have you met that's you featured in there that was excited to see themselves in there and stuff that you got a response from?
Yeah, it's about 4 artists that I think that are in the book that I'm working on the other really another 4 within one concert because LL Cool J is on the big show and he's gonna have some really good people there. Um, my top, really all of them were probably in my top 5. So I met Nas. I
Okay.
couldn't keep my composure. I didn't want to ask for a picture, but I kept I kept it cool. I didn't want to ask for a picture, and he said, "Yo, this look just like the kid," and I was taken aback, but I was super excited. Little Kim, very meek and humble. She's like, "Oh, this is for me. You so sweet." Like, so she is like my top female artist as far as rap goes. So that was amazing. Big Sean was very welcoming. I took a picture with my phone. He's like, "Hey, let me take a picture with my phone too." I'm like, "Who, with me? Me?" Okay. They all signed my book, and that was um that was the highlight of meeting them, which turned it into a yearbook. So by the time I got to Little Kim, my book was filled with various stars. They may not have been in the book, but
That
it was a
represented.
pleasure.
No, that's great, man. And even just your story and stuff, what you've put together and accomplished, I definitely want to salute and stuff. And it's one thing, especially as you said, even creatives, everybody gets inspiration from somewhere, but you've took the time and just made the effort to make that happen and actually manifest something like that. I'd ask you, for a message to like young people, young creatives, whether it be hip hop, whether it be any other media, any words of advice you'd give.
So they say the most talent and the best ideas are all in the cemetery. And I know that kind of sounds morbid, but
Mm.
so many people die with their ideas. And I remember when my pastor said it, it's an old quote, but my pastor said it in church. And I just refuse to die with any ideas. So if a song comes into my head, I just do it. And I don't care if people like it as long as I like it. And, the book, the same thing. Like the idea came to me, go ahead and execute, finish it. At least it's done, right? Once it's done, it's off your chest, it's off your mind. You've given the world your passion, your thoughts, your dreams, and now it's up to them to do whatever they want with it. So my message to them is to strive forward, do exactly what it is that God puts on your heart and your mind, with passion, complete it, do it well, and give it to the world to consume.
Yeah, that's real, and that's we definitely once again, myself especially, I want to, salute you and congratulate you. I just want to say, has it ever been done before, or is this a first? Because you could be setting a record at the same time.
So what I've noticed, and no shade, because I give props where props are due. I created the book not knowing that it was done before, and then I looked it up, and I was like, well, it's never been done like this, because I could have been discouraged, right?
Yeah.
Once I started, and then I looked, and I'm like, ooh, but it's already been done. But I said to myself, you know what? It's not to the same level of my expectation in the other book. So I made one, and I made sure that it was basically a coffee table book that looks like a vinyl record that adults can use, kids can use, and I wanted it to be comparable to the best coloring books that were already on the market that weren't necessarily hip hop.
Okay. And I know there's different possibilities of where things could go. I personally could see, like, I know it might be hard just figuring things out with like likeness rights and stuff, but maybe something animated. Nowadays we've got things like Chat GPT and AI doing great things with just writing. I know people have got their different opinions on whether it's good or not, but how some of these tools can be used. I do feel if you're already creative and you have a certain mindset, there's ways that you can capitalize with some of these tools and technologies also.
Yeah, the biggest goal right now to complete and complete well is to get it aligned with the curriculum. Because I'm a teacher, it's kind of easy to make curriculum, but I don't want it to be so structured, right? Because hip hop is not a very structured culture. That's why there's so many subgroups, and then people get to choose whatever they love from it. So I don't want to minimize my book to a very structured curriculum, but I do want to make it happen so that we can gift hip hop to the next generation, 5, and 6.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love that. And I definitely want to say, we appreciate it. 50 years on with hip hop is definitely great to coincide with the celebrations and the observations of the culture. Hopefully, here to another 50 years, and 50 years from now, may they be looking.
Hopefully, I live long enough to see it. I'm almost.
Yeah, well, may they be looking back at your books and your great works and other things, and saying, it was definitely a huge part and definitely adding on. So salute to that. Guys, I'm going to wind down on this one with Zaria. Is there anything else you want to let the people know where to find you on social media and stuff as well?
Yeah, all my handles are at shop SHOP Jujururu JUJURURU. That's at shop Jujururu. So that's Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, much love right there. It's your boy FONZi NeuTRON winding down for BattleOnline.com. Shouts out to Mixer Reviews. Do join us on the website and check out some of the latest reviews and lists. Peace. It's the diary of a top black man. It's the diary of a top